Alright, what's up, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Chumbles, and I'm back. This time I am going to be doing an AP SHYVANA guide, runes and builds, I guess. And if you guys would like to have me do an ultimate guide, then please let me know in the comment section below and smash the like button. Also, if you'd like to support me, then make sure to turn ad block off and whitelist it from the channel. I really do appreciate it. So, first things first, let's go into the starting items for lane SHYVANA. Now this is going to be for top and mid SHYVANA right here. So you're going to have either Dorn Shield or the Dark Seal. I also messed up here. So what's good about the Dorn Shield is that you can essentially sustain yourself even in some of the most brutal matchups. If you guys haven't seen my last video with AP SHYVANA top lane, I very much urge you to watch it because I am against a Teemo top, which is probably, if not the most oppressive top laner to go against. And I'm not going to say like what happens in the game, but it's, let's just say I'm able to sustain myself. He isn't able to completely bully me out of lane like he is to most champions, so that's why I do enjoy the Dorn Shield. And I'd say in every other matchup, if you are not against somebody that's going to beat the crap out of you, then I would get the Dark Seal. Really good item. You can build into Magi's later if you are snowballing into the mid-late game. And it's just a really good item. Provides those free stacks, and if you get the refillable with it, then you even sustain harder, which I actually do in the game. I actually get these 3 items, that way I can just out sustain, and you guys will see the runes that I take. So for the build, the lane build, we have Sork Boots, so boots go into Sork Boots, and then we go Nashor's first item, and then we're going to sit on the Fiendish Codex, and I will show you guys why a little later. So we'll sit on that, then we will finish the Morello, and then you go into the Rylai's. Super strong. Reason being, right here it says 300 health. Oh, I can't really scroll over, but 300 health, and the slows are really strong, especially with your W and your E. If they can be forced to stay on your E even longer, then it's just even more benefit. And then you have the Rabadon's Death Cap, which of course is just the best AP item in the game, essentially for anybody that's trying to one-shot or burst. You obviously get the Rabadons. And then after all of that, you will finish your Fiendish Codex, and you will get your Zhonya's Hourglass. Again, really strong. Once you go in, shoot all your fireballs out. You can Zhonya's if you're in a bad spot, if you've already killed the enemy carries or whatever. And then, of course, you're going to get Elixir of Sorcery. Nothing else is really that good. Then we are going to go into the jungle build, because AP SHYVANA jungle is also viable. So Hunter's Machete start with the refillable. Pretty standard stuff. Then you want your Sork Boots. You could, well, obviously you're going to go like jungle item first, finish your jungle item, then Sork Boots, and then Nashor's. As you guys can see, the items overlap pretty much the same. You get your Nashor's, then Morello, into Rylai's. Again, the slows, everything super good. The health, the 300 health is really strong, because if you're getting drags, then you actually have a bunch of MR and MR because, or armor and MR, because of your passive. So you get a bunch of health, then you get a bunch of tanky stats, which means you are able to hold up pretty well into team fights, being this like off tank that actually deals a crap ton of damage. And then we are going to go into Rabadon's Death Cap, and then we are going to finish with Zhonya's once again. And of course the Elixir. So the reason why you go Fiendish Codex, because you can see here 20% from Nashor's, 10% here, and then the rest of this doesn't give any CDR. So again, hold on for a second. So for here, we have 10%. We have 30% from here. The 10 plus 20, 30. And then you're going to finish with your the zonias. So the reason why you do this is because, let me save this, go to profile, or where is this, runes. The reason you do this is your build is going to look something like this, which it might change because of the changes coming to Dark Harvest. I will have to test that. But as of right now, your lane build is going to look like this. And boom, Transcendence, that right there with Gathering. So the reason you're going this is because you want to get this free 10% here. So essentially with SHYVANA, you want to hit the cap almost as fast as you possibly can, kind of like AP Tryndamere. And with Transcendence, you can do that without having to buy an additional item, which is perfect. And then you aren't stalled into getting your just full AP build that you want to get. And then if you did overcap, it wouldn't even matter because at least it translates into AP. But with the build that I have set up, you won't overcap and you will get the full effect of Transcendence while also having not like splitting off your build into a different direction with kind of the more lackluster items with the CDR. So that's why I do the build that I do. And then Taste of Blood and Ravenous heal you so much in team fights and in lane because you are poking the enemy champion with your E, which means it procs Taste of Blood and it procs the Ravenous Hunter, which is why I was saying you get so much sustain even in the worst of matchups, and that's why I do recommend you go this build. But if things were to change because of the runes being changed, like the Dark Harvest getting nerfed, the upcoming patch in 8.24, if it does suck, then your runes are either going to be Summon Airy or Arc and Comet as your first ones. And this will be in jungle as well. And you will go for the Nullifying. You can also go for the Nimbus Cloak. It's up to you. And then Transcendence, once again, really good. And Gathering, you're going to take 100%, regardless if you're a jungle or top or mid. And, of course, you are going to go Taste of Blood, Ravenous Hunter, and then your runes are going to stay the same. You want to get the health here. I've seen people go armor, especially in jungle, which I think is a mistake, because, once again, you are able to get a bunch of armor and MR from drags, which you should be prioritizing. I personally believe even if you're top or mid, you should really try and force to get those drags because of how strong they are on you, obviously not including their passive. So the more HP you have, just the more free stats and free tankiness you get from just the combination of health, the free health that you get, and the free armor and MR that you get. So that is essentially it. And once again, I will show you guys the build or go over it because I've explained, I guess, myself why I go the why I do the build that I do. So again, just to reiterate, you get 20% here, you get 10% here, right? So 30%. And then by this time, you will probably be at 10 minutes, or level 10, and that's when you will get your free 10%. That way you are capped at 40%, and then the rest of these are just pure damage and pure like utility for your fireballs that you're just going to constantly shoot out. So again, 10%, 30%. By this time, it'll be probably 10 minutes, maybe a little shorter, depending on if you're snowballing or not. and then you'll hit your 10%, and then you're going to still go into like Morello, again, more HP, damage, the on-hit stuff, the Grievous Wounds, all good. Again, Rylai's, Death Cap, and then you finish with Zonia. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys found this useful. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you are new. Let me know if you guys want some more AP SHYVANA content, because honestly it's so much fun. It's almost like playing AP Nidalee, and it's just really, really fun for me to play, and I think it's pretty enjoyable for you guys to watch as well, because that just seeing those fireballs come out and just obliterate somebody is just completely awesome. So if you guys do want more, again, please let me know and I will go ahead and do so. So hopefully you guys found this useful, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.